This I am not optimistic for at all. God. Not optimistic at all. How deep am I in already? Shit. I'm almost in the mindset where I would just drill a hole and then just alter the pegs on the joints to match instead of like trying to make the actual part match, you know? It's a tempting thought. It really is. Okay. Yeah, right. I can see that one's not going to go in. Yeah. Where the fuck did I put that joint? Wow. How quickly I lose things, eh? You see that? You're probably watching on camera going, I know where to join it. Oh, okay, there it is. Really? Damn. Fuck. Tempting. So tempting to just cut down the joint itself. Maybe I should. And you know, I'm thinking, if I do switch these over to Revoltech joints, the Revoltech joints are even thicker than these, which, ooh, that makes things a little bit more complex, doesn't it? So, on that note, it might be cooler if these were flesh hobby-based joints. You know, the same joints as these, except in flesh-colored. Tempting, tempting. In any case, it's all good ideas. I really hate the idea of trying to make this peg bigger for a Revoltech joint. I mean, that would kind of suck. I mean, it's like so perfectly crafted for what it is. Let's see how deep I am. I still got a little bit of clearance, but not a whole fuck lot. This will be another case of me cutting the joint down a little bit, I think. Okay, I just saw a bunch of powder shoot out. That's a good thing. No, it's so close. Come on. I'm trying so hard not to fuck up the elbow guard there, but that's a little tricky. Let's see, a little bit towards this side. Fuck. Grrr. That feels about right. Yeah, that felt good. It feels like that would probably be exactly how I want it. Yeah, that is. Yep. Definitely. It's funny how, I mean, it's a weird thing, isn't it? Being able to feel when you don't have to do it anymore. It's like just this instinctive thing, like hyper math is going on in your head, and you just realize, oh, it was right that time. How strange. I mean, technically, I could have taken that out and been like, oh, no, it's still off, but no, it's not. And I can feel that. Makes you wonder how much your mind actually knows that's not telling you. Okay, which side is this? I can't even tell. I have no idea. I don't see any rights or lefts on these. Of course, that could be because they are possibly identical parts. I noticed this one isn't broken through, and this one is. But I don't think it matters in the long run. I'll use this one that's partially wacky. Yeah, one mistake you could easily make here is like you see this flashing hanging off and you're like, oh, a notch, I can just pull that off. Motherfucker, don't do that. Because what you'll end up doing possibly is, you know, tearing off like a whole chunk there, you know. It's better to, even though you could rip it off with your fingernail, just snip it. Just snip it. See that? Nice and neat. Don't be hasty and stupid. You know, that's how you end up like drilling through the back of knees and stuff. Yeah. Derp. Careful. I wonder what colors I would paint this if I were to repaint it. I think the yellow would look nice as a blue, because this reddish orange, it's kind of orange, but it's also kind of red. It's a very vibrant orange red, but it'd be really nice if that retained while this turned like blue, just regular old, not dark blue, but blue. I don't know. Once again, it seems like sacrilege to do so, though. Oh my god, I gotta go in through there and out there. Yeah, no. Probably the best way to do it is just to go in one way, and then go a little bit ways in the other way, too. Not try to actually... Yeah, that's one mistake I used to make on models. It's like, you would have a piece like this, and I'd be like, I'm just gonna enter point A and come out point B. Yeah, fucking right you will. You'll probably end up coming out like over here, like you know, way off. It's better to just do it, you know, have them meet in the middle, you know. Don't be trying to be a hero here. Okay, a little bit there. And then a little bit on this side. Pretty straight in the center there, that's good. In fact, it was so straight in the center, I might continue. Let's see. Maybe I should alternate. Hello, okay. Never try to recapture it after you've done something stupid like that. Just keep it there and then go back again. It's really stuck on there. Yep, there we go. Well, the nice thing is it's a perfect point A through point B. I like that. Nice. Okay, that just made everything way easier. Yeah, never try to go in through point A and exit point B. Hitting the mark is just not that easy at times. This was the perfect way to do it. Halfway, halfway. Nope. Yeah, right. I just poked my finger. But my skin's tough. Your skin has to be tough in this world. That one felt decent, but not finished. Man, he's just a little more. Let's see if I go all the way through. Okay, good. I'm not poking anything on all the way down. That's helpful. Okay, that felt like it was good. Let's see. No, it's still going. Interesting. Let's see how that side is. Probably the same, actually, yeah. Just gotta be careful. Damn. Start taking a bit. Yeah, it's taking me longer, but that's because I'm being really cautious, because it is such a slim thing with not much border. I mean, not like I'm gonna go popping through or anything. It's just, I don't know, I just want to mess it up. It's very easy to mess things up when you're getting impatient. In every aspect of life. Ah, there we go. Nice. Yeah, that's good. Now, because the bottom where the wrist is already fine, I don't have to do too much here, and that would be a bad thing if I did too much. See, I have the potential to really fuck up those borders. Must be very careful. You know what? Let me think. Ah, I have an idea. Here I have a little filing set that I used in another video, I believe. Let's see, what would go good here? I don't want to do too much with that drill anymore on that piece, because that could be a very bad thing. Let's see. None of them are as big as that hole. This one's pretty close, though. Actually, it is bigger than that hole, I'll be damned. Let's see. Yeah, just by a little bit. That's probably the one I want. Using this, I won't go too deep and start messing up the hole that I made on the wrist side. Yeah, exactly as I planned. Perfect. Yeah, a little stiff. Let me just a little bit. Okay, this piece will be going here. See, as it is right now, that's a pretty tight joint. There's really no room for swiveling going on much. But I really don't care about that at this moment in time, because, I mean, it's so complete that it's only minor adjustments at this point. Well, looks like I gotta glue that in, but, well. Etc., etc. At least that is, for the most part, done. Okay. Oh, I didn't touch either of these yet, did I? Damn. Here goes nothing. Ooh. Let's see how deep I'm going there. Yeah, I don't want to be any deeper. That's plenty deep. Okay. Yeah, it's way far away. Nice thing about resin as opposed to... Oh, I just lost all those drill bits down the side. The nice thing about using resin as opposed to plastic is in a case like that where I'm spinning a drill bit in there for an extended period of time. Resin classically does not do what plastic does, which is fucking melt on you. And there is nothing worse than plastic that's melting while you're trying to Dremel it, because it just turns to goo like within seconds. Can I get, like, all the hairs out of this fucking video? Fuck. I don't even own pets. That's the sad part. That's all mine. Yeah, it's actually not too bad there. But it's not quite done. Let me see if I can do any damage with this little fucker. Yeah, this seems to be like a really intelligent way to do things. You know, I've also forgotten what I was doing too. Oh wait, no I haven't. That's right, this is the piece that only goes in one way. I thought I was in a double piece. Okay. Yeah, you know, that actually goes in pretty far there. And let's see, I'll be using a small joint there, I believe it was. Yes. No, I really don't want to go back to that. I just don't trust it. I don't trust him. That feels like it might be right. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's how I want it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Call it a day. Yeah, I've seen other videos where people are building things and it's like one specifically, the guy was talking about life or like about his day or whatever the fuck while he was building something. And, you know, I was actually getting, like, invested in what he was talking about. And, unfortunately, he finished what he was working on and never finished a fucking story. And that kind of pissed me off. But at the same time, I liked the idea of, you know, telling a story while you're doing this shit. I mean, anybody who has worked on one of these before... I guess it's not that common a thing, though. But, I mean, anybody who's worked on these things before is probably like... Oh god, he's telling us everything I already know, you know. But, and especially if anybody watches this channel long enough, there'll probably be a couple more resin kits I'm building. I've just gotten some in, thank god. And, it's like, you know, it just sucks to retread things, you know. Yeah, here we go. The first incision. That's good. Yeah, straight it. And I gotta be careful not to go whiz and come out chopping my finger off, which is very easy to do. God, that was close. Don't mind me, I'm an idiot. Okay. Yeah, unlike the first part that I did like this, I can feel that the holes are not a direct line as much as it was on the other one. But it's okay. Because really, at the end of the day, no one's going to see that. No one's going to even know. I'll know it's there on the inside, but I'll even forget in time. It doesn't really matter. Get off there. Get off there. There we go. That's almost right. Maybe just a little bit more. Yeah, that's pretty right. The only thing I want to change on that, really, which isn't much at all, is just make it smooth enough to swivel. Because I will want to be posing these. I mean, it is based on Polynian bodies, and those things are all about posing. But then again, being a resin kit and being more fall aparty than a die body Polynian kit, I will probably not be playing with it as rough as a toy, of course, you know, because that's crazy. Okay, so for the most part, the arm is done. I just gotta get the wrist now. Let's see how that is. Oh, wow, shit, that went right in. What the fuck? Well, that was unexpected. How the fuck did that happen? Huh. Crazy. Crazy unexpected. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think these bootleg hobby-based joints might actually be more rubbery in the sense that they might be actually better than the real thing. Because the real thing, I remember using those and like having them crack when I would do stuff like this. These ones are actually kind of malleable a little bit. And if that's the case, that's kind of, you know, one more point to chalk up for bootlegs. I mean, you know, people complain about bootlegs and taking away from the artists and stuff, but at the same time, sometimes the bootleg shit is superior. As I've mentioned before, I think Wei Zhang's Optimus Prime that they came out with, the oversized MPP-10, which is a bootleg of MP-10, its quality was far better than Hasbro's and Takara's. I mean, it really was. It's the best Optimus Prime toy that you can buy on the planet Earth currently. Period. Especially if you get the extra gun set that some other company had made for it. You know, with the posable hands and junk. I mean, bootlegs sometimes well surpass their masters, you know? Especially when it comes to, like, DVDs and shit and you know, video content. Because it's like, I've seen it where video content is changed over time by the company for whatever reason, political correctness, or they lose the rights to something, and you're like, well, fuck, I can never, ever watch the thing that I watched before, that I, you know, got invested in, you know, in my attention and my thoughts and everything. And it's like, that's kind of shitty. Like, my brother and I would be watching Beavis and Butthead back in the 90s, right? And there would be running changes from hour to hour. Like, they would have like a 10 o'clock showing, and like Beavis would walk into a door, and the door would stay open as like an animation error. And it's funny because at the airing later on in the night, they would have corrected that animation error already. And that just kind of blew my mind. It was like a South Park-y kind of thing where they were just able to fix things really fast on the fly. And likewise, you know, there was other things. They were changed for censorship reasons. Like, you know, they eliminated Beavis saying fire all the time, which was kind of stupid because, you know, I mean, when you cave to parents groups, your product usually turns to shit. And that's certainly exactly what happened. Like in one episode, Cigarette Dangles was playing, you know, an old song, and Beavis goes, "The angle of the dangle is inversely proportional to the tingle of the dingle." I mean, it's juvenile, but, you know, it's funny. And then in a later airing, they changed him to saying, "The angle of the dangle is inversely proportional to the heat of the beat." And I just, like, stopped, and I was like, hold the fucking fort, man. What? Yeah, hold the fort. I was like, hold the fucking phone, man. I'm like, they just changed that thing completely. And, you know, there was other stuff, too. Like, in one episode, they're going to, Beavis and Butthead go to this weightlifting place, and it's a black guy weightlifting in the background. Well, you know, kind of in the foreground, but in the background. And then in a later showing, they turned him into a white guy for some reason. It made no sense. I have no idea why they would change a black man into a white man when he didn't even have any lines, as far as I know. And there was nothing derogatory going on, and he wasn't drawn like a fucking ape or anything. And it's just gone. But occasionally, the fan base out there in the world comes together and is able to restore things. Like that scene I just mentioned with the weightlifter turning from black to white. I have one clip of that saved where he's a black guy, And then I think on the King Turd collection, you know, which was a popular Beavis and Butthead restoration project, they had the white one, or maybe vice versa. I'm not sure. But you know, it supports the it supports the support of bootlegs. Because I mean, it just sucks when things go bye-bye forever, you know? I mean, you watch it, and then it's gone. It's like, oops, hope you didn't miss it, stupid, thanks, you know? Thanks, stupid. Okay, even more than any other part that I've done on this at all. Wow, these hands are gonna suck dick. I mean, for instance, this goes all the way in here. Now look at that. There is no clearance. And not only that, look at that. I mean, any second now, it's the palm. I mean, this isn't even funny here. This is not even funny. In fact, you probably can't see what I'm seeing on camera, but as I'm putting the peg in there, I am seeing right here, if I were to take this X-Acto knife and press it, I would go through. It's like, I can see the black of the peg right behind the hand. So that means any further anything has to be more aimed downwards into the outer part of the hand. God, that's really fucking balls there. Because I don't feel like using this now. I might have to. And is it deep enough? You see, I don't even think I can go deeper. Yeah, there's not much I can do here. I'm kind of fucked. Like, this is the hardest part of the model right here. I'm telling you. The hands, man, the hands. Oh, man. You know what? Just as a preemptive thing, I'm going to cut that about halfway. Because I can see that's where this is going. Right there, maybe. Yeah, there's hardly any peg left on that, too. Fuck. You know what I think the best I can hope for on this? Oh, fuck, maybe that was too much. Oh, well, I got extras. The best I can probably hope for as far as the hand goes is to have it move like this, you know, in that position. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to have it move in that position. How should I do this? Man, that is not funny. That's not fucking funny. I mean, okay, I know that they're trying to make a certain stylized look, you know. You have the big fat hips and then you have the super skinny arms, and I get it. They're trying to make like a funny caricature of a female body, you know, of its most expressive points, but shit. I mean, just make the hands a little fucking bigger. This is too fucking small. This is just way too fucking small. I'm not digging that. That's not cool. That's not nice. People gotta build this shit, man. Yeah, I don't dig that at all. Fuck. I don't know. I really don't want to drill anymore. I don't want to drill anymore. I can't do it. What is the solution here? I wonder. I was kind of getting the clever idea to take one of these joints and then cut it down itself, you know, perfectly, which is a big whittling job that you're lucky if you succeed in. And then, likewise, doing that all by hand. Oh my god, I don't know. I don't think that's possible. I really don't want to bust through. Shit. Maybe, you know what? Let's do something dangerous here. Let's just go a little bit further towards the meat. Let's see, did I break through into there? Nope. Okay, let's try it out with the other side of the peg. See, even as I'm pushing this peg in, I'm potentially going to break through that hole, and I don't want to do that. Okay, you know what? Actually, maybe that's not so bad as is. Yeah, see, I can see it. I mean, no one will ever notice. No one can ever see that, but I can. I can see that I'm actually pushing on that fucking joint with, or on that hand with this joint. Let's see. Let me get the jizz out of here. Do. Huh, this joint actually has a bit of flashing on it. I have to get rid of it as is. Maybe that's why they included an extra sprue like that. Just because they knew there might be casting problems with the joints themselves, being bootlegs and all. Okay, I have not done a bad job here, actually. That is as good as that is going to get. So I just have to cut off the correct amount without going too far. Because there is no way I'm going to drill deeper into that. And I don't want to start running through these joints and running out of them. Just because I'm, you know, doing too much at once. Almost. See, it's a kind of wobbly, actually, the connection, and it's unfortunate, but I cannot do better. If I try to do better, I will fuck this up. Yeah. Yeah, no. The answer is no. Oh man, look at that. Look where that is. I think you can see that. You can see how thin, how close it is to fail. But it's not. Ooh. I forgot about the ultraviolet setting on this. Oh, check that shit out. Ultraviolet for the fucking win. Yeah, I picked these up on eBay a long time ago. It's a headband that uses the larger type batteries. I forget what size they are. But yeah, it's like this is a powerful bulb, and these are both high power LEDs. I don't even want to tell you what it looked like in my bathroom. I cleaned my bathroom up and it looked great, but it didn't look so great after I turned this on. Oh, that is fucking pretty, is it not? Wow. Sweet. Even this little dude from, what do you call it? Pose skeleton. The Rement pose skeletons. You can. It's like they look identical, like they have identical parts when they're outside in normal light, but the second you put ultraviolet on them, wow. That's cool. Yeah, that's really neat. Oh well, enough of that. I'm playing now.
I need a voice to speak the truth.